Going here. Today is March 26th, 2019. I am currently in California, actually. I'm on the west coast of the United States. It's a little early for me, or earlier than I'm used to. And I see that there are some people from various parts of the United States. I see some familiar names and faces and some new ones, so welcome. Some people from England and Italy. And as always, I say, just feeling really grateful to be able to do this on a weekly basis and to share this with those who show up. And as you know, we see what's unfolding in the news and what's happening around the planet. It's just a lovely reminder that I'm not alone, and that we're not alone, and that there are people out there who share similar values and hold similar hopes and intentions for the planet. And here and what we do on this meditation is connect with one another, connect with all human beings, and continue to cultivate within ourselves more resilience and fierce compassion. And use this time as a way of sharpening our skills and stepping into a deeper level of conviction to increase our capacity to be of beneficial support or just a benefit to others, and to perhaps have an impact in the world that we would like to have. And just want to share a little bit. There's so much that's been unfolding in the world, and one thing I'd like to hold for us is this week. I don't know if anyone's been reading up on that or if it's following what's happening in the United States, but there has been two young people who were part of the Parkland shooting, who were victims of the Parkland shooting, who weren't killed in that massacre, who have committed suicide this week. Two survivors of that shooting, young adults. They may still be in high school, or they've just finished high school. And that, of course, touches my heart in a very deep way, and really opens up the question of, you know, that I'm just wired that way, is what can I do to help? What can I do to be of support? And that's part of what this group is to, as I said, cultivate our capacity to be able to be of support. And I've done a lot of work with severely wounded combat veterans, also those who really wrestle every evening, perhaps, or every day with the idea of perhaps killing themselves. And I don't know if anyone knows the statistic in the United States for combat veterans. The statistic is that 20 combat veterans kill themselves a day. And that was why I felt compelled to want to reach out and support, to see if there's some way I can help them with their PTSD, with the understanding the nervous system, and also to help them to relearn how to communicate in a civilian world and in essence come out of isolation. And I think that's what's been the theme that's been coming up, is how our society, with this medium that we're using right now, for instance, with social media and with the internet, and the way the world has been wired of taking sides and the fast pace of things, is one of the symptoms that is not healthy for us is this sense of isolation. It's easy for us to isolate, which I believe what they would say is the number one cause of suicide, is people who end up isolating to the point where they can't communicate and can't seem to find any support or any way to reach out. And I bring that up, I just want to hold that for those who in the world who are feeling very isolated and maybe not even aware that they're isolated. They could be still functioning at work, and they could still be in a very busy city, but have found a way to shut themselves off from connecting from the heart with others, from intimacy, from sharing their feelings, from really relating to people in a true way. And I want to hold them in our hearts, and also to just say, you know, I'm upping my practice. You know, I have friends and colleagues, dear friends around the world, And it's like a part-time job for me to invest time and energy in staying connected to them. And I do it gladly. The return on my investment is huge. But it takes time and effort. And I think sometimes we take for granted that, yeah, we've got friends and they're there and they'll always be there when we need them. Well, what I ask and what I'm cultivating more is this idea of, well, how do I know if they need me unless I reach out and ask? And how do I know that they have the skills to be able to actually ask? Or at that moment in their lives that they feel safe enough to ask? So I try to do various things where, even a text, even every once in a while, if someone pops into my heart and I think of them, I'll just send them a text that just says, thinking of you, sending love. And, so I've heard stories from some of the combat veterans that has saved their lives from other people, not from me, but from other people. That moment when they were really considering, maybe I'll do it today, getting that text from a friend or a loved one or whomever, that was just random, just thinking of you, stop them from pulling the trigger that day. And I want to just offer that to you, is that, I know we're all busy, but the idea of what would it take to really invest even 5 to 10 minutes a day of every day, to put some time and energy into seeing who can I connect with. And, with those on this call, I'm assuming you have a certain level of trust in your intuition and trust in the wisdom of your heart, that really, it doesn't have to be a lot of effort. It's simply to listen to your heart and who pops up, and just very easily send them a quick text or a call or reach out. And I think that my feeling is that is essential for what is coming, where part of the forces that are making things more challenging is to keep us isolated, and to keep those of us who have so many gifts and so much to offer. Just imagine if, there's about 12 of us on this call. Imagine if there was 1,000 of us, or 10,000 of us, or 100,000 of us, or 1 billion. And imagine all of the organizations and individuals around the world who are devoted for the benefit of others, to be of service, to alleviate the suffering of others, and to elevate the quality of life of others. Imagine if all of these organizations and all these individuals really united and had a way of uniting. We would remember that there is probably more of us on this planet than those who are trying to keep us separate and keep us isolated. So I bring that in as a theme. Do with it what you will. It comes from my heart. It's not about any judgment. It's not about any shoulds. It's not, I hope that there's no pretense in it. It's simply, it just feels a call from my heart to share that. And I'm going to up that, because I think that my sense is that as tensions are accelerating around the world, people are really needing it. So let's hold that as an intention and a motivation for a meditation. And for those of you who are here for the first time, I'm Joe Weston. And I'm leading this meditation. It's called the Meditation for Lasting Peace. If you are here for the first time, and you may want to just type in or later just say your name, or at least what city you're from, what country or city you're from. It's always nice to know who we have on this meditation and where are you, as we try to weave this web, this thread of lasting peace throughout various parts of the planet. And what we're doing here is meditation that's based on one of the fundamental practices in my method that I developed, called respectful confrontation, which is the core practice, where core being that it's the core of the practice to really understand how to cultivate a deeper level of presence, a deeper level of connection with yourself, your surroundings, and others. And learning resilience and open-heartedness from that place. So in the core exercise, we work with a concept that I call the center, that some of you may know from other practices. This is not like I'm going to guide you through this meditation. And the center some might know it as the dantian or the hara. And if you want to investigate where that is, it's somewhere in your lower belly. and it's approximately the width of 3 fingers below your navel. So if you want to really investigate where that is, if you put your fingers together, you place your index finger over your navel, and where your pinky resides, that's about approximately the width of 3 fingers below your navel. And from that point, the width of 3 fingers below your navel, bring your awareness inside of your body about a third of the way. And using your sense of really sensing that. And that is, so the width of 3 fingers below your navel, a third of the way into the body. And I'd invite you to bring your full attention to that spot. It's what I call the core, or your center. And from the practice that I've developed, that I've gleaned over different traditions, I would say it's your center of gravity, your center of impulse, of creativity. And I would say it's where your personal power resides. And it's the place, it's part of you that opens to a deeper level of awareness and perceiving your reality. So take a moment to sit in a still way. I'm going to lead you through this meditation now, meditation for lasting peace. Feeling the parts of your body that are connecting with whatever you're sitting on, a chair, a cushion, the floor, and really tapping into all the parts of your body that are connecting with the floor or whatever you're sitting on, using those points as anchor points. And really feeling that connection with those parts of your body and what you're sitting on. And from those points, letting yourself yield and drop in and allowing yourself to be held. Every time you do this idea of letting yourself be held, you're creating a new neural pathways in your nervous system with the message, you are held, you are supported. And as you just be aware of your light, natural breath, not forcing any breath, breathing into your lower belly and allowing yourself with every breath to just yield and let gravity bring you closer to the ground. As you bring your full attention to your center, from your center, become aware of your physical body. It's not necessarily feeling your body or thinking about your body. It's really bringing awareness to your body from your center. Cultivating deeper listening, presence, connection. From your center, become aware of your emotional body. Just opening up, and all you're doing is listening to what emotions seem to be most present or prevalent at this moment, without any judgment. And the core exercise, the idea is that through regular practice, you can actually move through the world with an integrated sense of flow and balance. So even as we're sitting still, just noticing if energy wants to flow through you. Just allow it to flow through you with ease. Emotions begin to arise. All emotions are welcome. Let them flow through you. From your center, become aware of your mental body, observing the quality of your thoughts. How are your thoughts? Are they tight and judgmental? Are they spacious and generous? Without judgment, simply assess and observe. And keeping your awareness in your center as the foundation of this exercise, where your personal power resides. And now at the same time, bringing awareness to your heart, or the middle of your chest, where your heart power resides. Compassion, respect, dignity, understanding, connection. And from your center and from your heart, ask yourself the question, how connected do I feel at this moment to something larger than myself? That could be something spiritual, could be humanity, the universe, could be ancestors, could be the matrix. How connected from my center and my heart do I feel to something larger than myself? And with more of an awareness of yourself and a connection with yourself in this present moment, maybe physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, from your center and from your heart, take a full breath in, deep into your heart, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now that you've taken a moment to cultivate more of a sense of connection and presence with yourself, maintaining that connection from your center and from your heart, keeping your eyes closed, open to a connection and awareness to your surroundings. In all 10 directions, behind you, above you, sounds, temperature. Noticing and investigating how you might be influencing your surroundings and how your surroundings might be influencing you. And with more of an awareness of yourself and your surroundings, from your center and from your heart, with more of a connection with yourself and your surroundings, from your center and from your heart, take a full breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And now with more of a connection with yourself and your surroundings, from your center and from your heart, open to a connection with those in this meditation circle. Just with your presence and your awareness, connecting with those in various parts of the United States, in Italy, a couple of people in the United Kingdom, maybe elsewhere. And asking yourself, how might you be impacting these very people at this moment, and how might they be impacting you? From your center and from your heart, from your personal power and from your heart. Allowing energy to flow and emotions to flow. Now, with more of a connection with yourself, your surroundings, and those in this meditation circle, from your center and from your heart, take a full breath in, deep in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, with more of a connection with yourself, your surroundings, and with those in this meditation circle, expand the capacity of our connection and our personal power in our heart to include all human beings. First, starting with those that you might call loved ones. With an awareness of yourself, your surroundings, and your connection with those in this meditation circle. From your center and from your heart, opening to a connection with those around the world that you would consider loved ones. Allowing energy to flow and emotions to flow. And really sitting with the wonder that the possibility that you might actually be influencing them at this moment and that they might be influencing you. And continuing your connection to all human beings, now including those that you might consider or call strangers. From your center and from your heart, opening to a connection with all those beings human beings on the planet that you would call strangers. They could be on the other side of the planet. It could be people in the news. They can be your neighbors, person you passed in the grocery store. Can you at this moment, from your center and from your heart, connect with them and open to a connection with them? Now, with the connection with yourself, your surroundings, with your fellow meditators in the circle, with loved ones and with strangers, now from your center and from your heart, opening to a connection with those that you might call adversaries. And notice what comes up for you, allowing energy to flow and emotions to flow. And now, with more of an awareness of yourself, your surroundings, and now really tapping into or becoming aware of what you've just cultivated, expansion in your heart and your presence. maintaining that expansion as you're now holding all human beings in your heart. As we narrow our focus, and taking all human beings in your heart as you now bring your awareness back to this circle, this meditation circle. Is the quality of your connection now with those in the circle different than it was before? Bringing all human beings and your fellow meditators as you bring your focus now to your surroundings. Bringing your awareness to your surroundings. And now as you finally bringing your awareness back to yourself. And take a few breaths just to notice what that feels like, having gone through this meditation, coming back to yourself with that sense of expansive awareness in your heart and your personal power. Taking it into your nervous system, taking it into your cells. And imagining that your center and your lower belly is like a battery. And that you now take the time to really fill up that battery so you're well charged for the day or for the next couple of days. And as a way of sealing this and closing our practice, let's take one final breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes and shake your body, shake your neck, shake your head, relax your jaw, your whole body. And there may have been some problems with the internet connection where I am, so I hope that went. You can hear everything. What did you notice? Anybody want to share what your experience was? You can speak it, or you can type it. You can say it. You can say one word to sum up your experience. You can share more. Any discoveries or things that came up?
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to share. I was asked and invited to join this, and I'm so happy because I'm not a war veteran, but I'm a business veteran. And there was a point in my life where I almost committed suicide. And what led me to that is extreme isolation. And I think what kept me alive is two friends that said, "We will never let you down." Even though I was refusing to see them for 6 months, they would text me, they would call me, they would basically hold my hand, even though I was thinking really, really, really deep. So I wanted to share that what you said was so profound, because all it takes sometimes is just a reach out to someone. Yeah. So it was very, very deep. It wasn't about the meditation, but I was really touched that you brought that into the space. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefana. Really, that's beautiful. Thank you for your vulnerability and sharing that. And I'm happy to know that those two people are on the planet, that they have the resilience and the perseverance, and they have an apparent ability to be annoying for your benefit.
And the circle turns around. I actually saved one of those people's life 3 years later, because it was his turn to be sinking really, really deep. So I think the circle goes around like that, and I think we can save everyone. I don't think anyone should die. So thank you anyway.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. And I see that Amelia's bragging.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, very weird light right now. It's a little scary, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was noticing today there's a sweet quality of like retraining my nervous system around strangers. That it's like this, and obviously I'm diving deep right now into some of your other work, Joe, around like assessing versus judging. And today I was just noticing how when I come in contact with strangers or the idea of strangers, sometimes it's like tinged with judgment or like almost like a little kid stranger danger. And today I was just noticing, just practicing in my own mind, just like was retraining my nervous system to say like, oh, hello, human being, not dangerous stranger who might be mean to me. I don't know. It's so funny. Just noticing that little kid piece in there. It was very sweet. So that's me. And it's so fun to see Stefan and Tessa and Maximiliani,
Oh,
my little friends. So it's so fun. Okay.
you have great friends. So I'm happy to see y'all. But I mean, Amelia, again, that's the purpose of this, is that what we're doing is we're doing a practice, in a sense, because, as I've said, that shifts. That's impermanent, how we label people. Because if you have a beloved, or if you have a really, really good friend, that at some point in your life, they were a stranger. So the label changed. That's how impermanent the label is. And that what you've just summed up, I think, is really the biggest, is the cause of the dilemma of what's unfolding in this planet, is that we don't take the time to stop. We're wired to think stranger danger, right? That you can say that really sums up, I would say, what's unfolding on this planet, what's hurting, why the planet is hurting, is that it's stranger danger. And that all it takes is a little bit of cultivating what we're doing. We're cultivating that in our nervous system. It's like we're building muscle memory. We're working out the heart to be stronger. So yeah, beautiful.
And I'll just say quickly, it's so funny because in my mind, I'm like, of course I love the strangers. But then I was like, oh, what's actually happening in my nervous system?
Yeah,
so,
beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Joe?
Oh.
Oh, Alessandro. Mm.
Oh my God. I think, Joe, I was always connected with you after the days that we spent together in the Netherlands, and that is a great experience. But coming to this meditation, when I came back from the connection to the rest of the world, to myself, I realized that I was smiling, and I think that my real power is smile.
Yes. Yeah. I think your real power, you have a smiling heart, Alessandro.
I love that. I like it.
And the world does too.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you. Ninka, you wanted to say something? Ooh. Hello?
Oh, he's back.
Hi. Sorry
Hi.
about that. Wasn't personal. Sorry. Ninka, did you want to say, did you say something, Ninka?
Yeah. No, not yet, but I wanted to. So,
okay.
Yeah, I just felt today that it's so good to practice this regularly. And I really feel space around my heart, and it's got some sadness in it as well. So I keep on, getting into tears, but it's good to have to establish this connection rather than not doing it. So yeah.
Yes, I would. That's why. That's good.
So thank you.
Words of wisdom. Yeah, and I'm glad we can be here to support you, and you can be here to support us. So thank you. Okay. Before I get caught off again, maybe we should bring this to a close. Again, it's been a pleasure. Oh, a couple of announcements. I'm not going to be able to be leading the session next week, but you have the pleasure of being led by both Tori Heinsohn and Todd Hoskins. Todd is there. He's one of the people who's there. Tori is usually on here, so they're going to lead it together. They've been practicing this for a while, part of my teacher training cohort, and I hope you come and participate next week to support them. And then that's the 2nd of April. And then on the 9th of April, our meditation is going to be part of, through the National Institute of Civil Discourse. We're hosting that together with the National Week of Conversation. It's a big national thing that's happening for a whole week of trying to foster connection with people around the world. So our event is going to be part of that, the National Week of Conversation. So it would be great if you can join. We can get a nice big crowd. If you know people, that might be a good time to get people to join in from various parts of the world. So to just keep that in mind. And once again, with this practice, let's dedicate it. If you have people in mind, if you want to say really quickly, if you have something you want to add to the dedication, I'd like to just for the sake of the theme of this, dedicate it to those who are feeling isolated. May this meditation provide some sense of inspiration and energy for them to reach out. Anyone else?
Courage to those who might not know exactly what to say in reaching out, but to step through that and to actually reach out and connect.
Thank you. May all beings have enough food and fresh water. May all governments govern from a place of wisdom as opposed to greed and fear. And with that, let's take one final breath. And thank you. Have a good day or have a good evening wherever you are in the world. Hope to see you again. Thank you for the new ones who've arrived, and have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.